I thought of something funny to 24.
What?
25! Welcome to episode 25, boys and girls, and whoever else is listening.
The FBI is here. They're listening.
What's up, FBI? Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it.
Yes. This is another week, another episode. This week we are getting into the Xbox new handheld. Price got leaked. Fallout 5 and freaking Bloodborne maybe are on the horizon. And Ubisoft says, bro, you love it when you pay us money to play games.
This is correct.
That's basically what they said. That's literally what they said.
That is literally what they said. But
I speak French. That's what he said. Exactly, bro.
But we got a great show for you guys, so let's get into it. And okay. Yeah. Alrighty. How was your week?
Honestly, man, it's the week is always it ramps up and then ramps down. I've been trying to be a bit more fit. You know, I paid for macro factor, like a calorie tracking thing.
Is that?
I mean, I've been having it. Yeah, Jeff Nipper's app. I paid for it last year, and my thing ends or like it's gonna renew in September. And I'm like, dang, let me get back into this so that I can get my money's worth. So I've been on the hunt for protein stuff. Ooh. and to not eat as many carbs. Low key, I'm gonna say right now, I think pickles are the snack that you should be eating.
Really?
Hot take, actually. Yeah. Okay. You get a little salty. You get a little vinegary spiciness, and then it's like what, like 5 calories.
That is true. But are they filling? Like, do you feel full after eating a pickle?
Are bags of chips filling? No, bro. I'm just here to snack, bro. I am trying to hold it down, hunker in the bunker until the next meal, bro. That's the game plan, right?
Okay. I respect it. I respect it. Okay.
But yeah. On the side, again, just playing Death Stranding. I'm now 35 hours into it, and episode 7 or chapter 7 or whatever. Honestly, I feel like it's just an easy game to just pick up, do like 2 orders, like 1 to 2 orders, and then you just do a couple side quests, deliver something for some people, build some roads, improve the world, you know. It makes me feel like a good functioning member of society.
So okay, I heard a complaint about this game, and I want you to confirm with me without spoilers, obviously.
Okay.
I have heard the game is way too easy if you've played Death Stranding 1. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. So here's the thing, right? Death Stranding 1 makes Death Stranding 1, the game is horrendous up until chapter 3 because you are walking up mountains and you don't have the best gear, and so it's very brutal. No cars, no nothing, right? No roads. Right. And then up until after chapter 3, you get all that stuff. Death Stranding 2 basically says, hey, we're just gonna give you most of the stuff at the beginning, right? You can get cars really easily. Roads are pretty accessible. And if you befriend the not merchants but the people that you deliver to, you get higher. You get better better gear. Like I remember I got the exoskeleton like in like chapter 2 or something, where that's something that comes up in like chapter 6 in the first game. So that's why I ended up bumping up the difficulty to brutal.
Oh, that's right. We did. Yeah. Okay. You did say this part.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the bumping it to brutal is actually it's a really good change because the enemies are all more armored up, and there's more enemies scattered everywhere in the camps and stuff. So it makes it much more of an action game.
Okay. Okay. Yes, you did say this part. Okay. I'm remembering now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, besides the brutal change in difficulty, right, like that you're doing, does the game do innovative stuff that you haven't seen in Death Stranding 1 in terms of gameplay that you're like, oh, okay, like this is a new challenge that I have not seen, or is it the same kind of challenges just remixed, if that makes sense?
I would say it's additive. Like you're doing more, like you're seeing more things, but it's nothing like super groundbreaking, I would say, right? It's
interesting.
There are new elements in the game. Not elements per se, but like there's the game feels fresh, but it's not like the initial groundbreaking
Gotcha.
stuff from the first game, right? It's still really good.
Okay.
I don't know if this was in the first one, but here there's like NPC porters that you can meet in the wild and like befriend,
Okay.
which I don't think that was in the first game, but
I feel like I remember them being there, but I don't remember them like that being a major factor. So
yeah, it's been a while for me as well. But
yeah.
I mean, it is, I would say, the best sequel. Okay, not the best. It's like what people expect sequels to be, where it builds on top of the original and adds a lot more to it. And
Okay.
like there's this whole attribute system or a perk system that you can like as you expand your network and befriend more people and like and deepen those bonds and kind of and deepen the strands with people or whatever Kojima says. It's you get more points that you can unlock things with, right? Where one of them it's like, oh, like your weapons do more damage, or you can autopilot on a road if you have a car. So there's like a bunch of these
Yeah.
like that like you can unlock.
Okay.
Sub point. This is funny because I was talking to my wife about like how Kojima's stories are and like how he writes his characters, and I was like, oh, you see, like this guy, his name is Dead Man because he's like a Frankenstein, and then this guy, like he's a porter, and he builds bridges, so his name is Sam Porter Bridges. And then my wife was like, why did his mom just name him Sam CEO? It just like just set this guy up for success, you know? But it was
But then he'd be a bad guy in Kojima's world, so I don't know if that's what he wanted.
oh, exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah.
Kojima's rude.
But yeah, it's exactly. Yeah. I also rewatched the Batman, the Matt Reeves one.
Oh, Peak.
It was good.
You rewatched Peak, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good, but then I realized also it's just a little too long. But it's like a crime detective movie, right? So I feel like you can't have a detective movie without it being a little bit of a slow burn. So
yeah, I can see that. I personally am such a huge mark for that movie. I will argue it is the best Batman movie to date.
Oh, 100%.
Better than Dark Knight, better than, George Clooney, all those things. I think it's so good.
George Clooney was very specific, like out of all the other Batman.
To be honest, I was searching for the name for the other ones and I just could not for the life of me think of it. I don't know what. But you also saw Superman, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw Superman like the end of
last week. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So for context, we have not gotten a chance to do the spoiler cast, but I guess thoughts without spoilers. What did you think of the new Superman movie?
Okay, it's interesting because I think outside of the theater, like as soon as I walked out, I was like, I'm really surprised. It didn't have any expectations. I think I like the direction that they're going with Superman, giving him more of a kind of a hopeful vibe instead of the oh my god, I don't know what to do with myself kind of that I got with the Man of Steel. Because Man of Steel was just like, how do I have so much burden, but I have so much to do.
Yeah.
People expect so much of me, kind of thing. Whereas this one was like, yo, dude, I'm just gonna be the best guy I can be.
Yep.
Which I like that vibe. Some critics afterwards, which when I was watching, I was like, I kind of rings a little true, is that there's a little too much James Gunniness in some aspects. And I think they might have focused a little too hard trying to build out the extended world with like the Justice Gang.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I think it still is a really great movie.
Okay.
The one thing I wish they would have kind of peeked in a little bit more into is Lex, because I feel like Lex Luthor was very much he felt a little too cartoony of a villain, and it felt like he didn't have like it didn't lean into like the smart the kind of brains aspect that he has, right? Like it kind of shows him his capabilities, but it doesn't kind of show you that himself is a smart person. It seems like he's someone that's surrounded by smart people, kind of thing. I don't know, right? Like I don't want to like dig too deep into it. Where
of
like
course.
Because I feel like in the Justice League like Unlimited cartoon, that Lex kind of was a bit more sophisticated and wasn't so much like publicly a villain. But this one, if he feels like very much, I am a villain.
Yeah.
Like in all capital letters. That if that would be that's probably my only critique of the movie. Like for me personally, is that Lex felt a little too unbelievable.
Interesting.
Because
Okay.
like or a little too comic booky, fantastical in that aspect, right? And like not as grounded.
Okay.
That's the only thing I would say.
Okay. I don't think
Yeah,
that's. I don't think you're being unfair. I think what you're saying does make sense. For me, I guess. So is that your week? Is that you just did Death Stranding and?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll take
It's
it from here, I guess. Yeah.
Pretty shitty week, but
Nah, that's a. I mean, that's a chill week. That's a nice week.
yeah.
So, my thing on the movie was that I really enjoyed it. I can see the point of the James Gunnisms being like a thing. Personally, I don't think actually it was that bad in comparison to his other movies like Guardians of the Galaxy and things like that. I think he severely toned it down for this movie. And I was actually reading some of the director's cuts of like, hey, like we cut this out, we cut that out. Of like, it's not a spoiler. It's within the first 2 minutes of the movie. So the scene where he lands right on the ice cap or whatever, and Crypto grabs him and he drags him. Apparently there was a scene where they cut where it's like a bunch of abominable snowmen just dead on the floor, like all over the place, and it's like Superman as he's being dragged, like, Crypto, you got to stop killing, whatever. And they made the decision to cut that because they're like, yeah, it's too jokey for the first, like, so I'm not saying that like, oh, they did it, you should look, but I'm saying more so like I appreciate the thoughtfulness of like, okay, like we're trying to build a universe here, let's not have as many jokes but still have some. So I think for me it was a good balance, but I think I mean, I do see what you're saying. And then I do think that for me, I liked how cartoony Lex was a little bit, in a sense that like he's so goofy ass villain. You know what I'm saying? Because I think also what they were doing for me, what I think is that like a lot of times people will try to rationalize the villain. A lot of the time they'll try to make it seem like, oh, he's like a, like, oh, he's misunderstood, or like he has a good purpose of him. Like I feel like it's a trend that happened very recently, with superhero movies and things like that. So I think it's funny when a villain that's just classically evil, there's no like, oh, they have other motivations or whatever. Like there are obviously some superhero movies that have that, but I think I appreciate when a movie's just like, dude, he's just a crazy villain. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Like even for the Matt Reeves Batman, love the movie. But a thing that they do in that is they don't humanize the Riddler, but they make it be like, okay, like his motivations low key kind of like, they kind of make sense in terms of why he's doing what he's doing, So in that same vein, I'm like, okay, I wonder how they can make Lex so batshit insane, batshit evil, because you'll have people who are like out there to like, oh, like, Lex is just misunderstood. Like, nah, man, this guy's like straight up like an insane evil person,
I guess like, so it's the cut off. Sorry about that.
No.
Because I feel like I would want them to have a segment where you see like, oh, like this dude has like not levels to him. I mean, I guess levels to him, but you can say, okay, like have him go into like an R&D facility and like, I don't know, like correct somebody's work or something, right? Because I feel like in a way, a lot of the stuff from like LexCorp, or actually in the movie it's called Luthor Corp, which I don't know if that's like a nod to the comics or something, but I thought it was always called LexCorp. Anyways, like if it felt like everything, all the technology and all the stuff was just handed to him, so it feels a little to me. It felt like, oh, this guy is just a kid given the toy box situation. It didn't feel like he built this where his reasoning was like, yo, I am the smartest guy on the planet, you can't touch me, kind of thing. But I didn't get that feeling from him.
I can see that. That's fair. I think that makes sense, and I actually would have also liked to see that, like, oh, like the idea of like, I want to see Lex be like a genius, I think that would have been cool. of that, I agree with you in that aspect of it personally. But overall, you enjoyed the movie. You liked it.
Yeah, solid. I think honestly, I think the best, the Batman and Superman, the movies that recently came out, I think are the best things. I mean, best movies that DC has had recently, and I hope that they can continue to make good movies. And I want James Gunn to not make it as James Gunny in the future, but I want him to dig into the catalog and just bring out up like random characters that people haven't really thought of, right? Like I think he did that with the not Fantastic Four, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy as
Where
well, I would say.
yeah, and even here, like he brought out Mr. Terrific, which I don't think I haven't really seen him or heard about him before, and I don't think other folks
Fair enough.
have.
Yeah.
He's not your typical thing. Apparently, he also wants to get like a Booster Gold movie made, that would be interesting.
I think it's funny that the first Green Lantern we ever see in this new universe is like the one who's like the biggest asshole, and like he sucks from a personality perspective, not like a skill perspective. It's like, dude, this guy sucks. But you know, like, I agree with you. I'm curious to see how they're defining the universe and how they're gonna continue doing so, because there's just a lot going on, and I am excited to see what that looks like exactly. Yep. Okay, nice. I will take it from there. Any other thoughts on Superman you wanted to throw out there before we move on?
I'm good. Oh, I mean, I think Superman and Lois Lane was a good casting, but aside from that, I'm good.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think they really killed. You know, funny. I don't know if you saw this bit, but apparently Lex, the actor for Lex, came in for an audition for Superman as well, and he walked out or somehow heard that like that what's his name, David Corenswet was doing it, and he's like, well, that's Superman. Like, what am I, dog? Like, how can I compete? Yeah. You know, like, how can I compete with that? Which is a very fair, like, you know, I feel bad for him, but you know.
Yeah, it's funny just the context between like him and Lex and Superman is just, it feels like it's
it's like
on brand.
Yeah, exactly. So, but overall, I also enjoyed the movie. I'm very excited to see what they do next. But so we'll see what happens. But other than that, what else did I do? So actually, this is a fun shout out. We got an email at our email, which is beardbytesmail@gmail.com from let me pull it up here just so I make sure I don't lose it. We got an email from Basika Games, which is a small indie team from Philippines working on a rhythm game that they thought would be cool for us to check out. So they sent us like, hey, you guys should check it out. And I did. I don't know if you got a chance to play it, but I downloaded it. It's called Strychnine. And Strychnine is interesting. It is Crypt of the Necrodancer and Hellraiser or Hotline Miami rolled into one package. Have you played either of those games?
Unfortunately, I've not. No.
Okay. No, all good. So Crypt of the Necrodancer is like a game where everything is based on the beat, where you move on the beat, you attack on the beat, and there's like a little like a thing at the bottom of this. You played Hi-Fi Rush, right?
Yeah. There's like a like, it's like a little bit like a DDR kind of thing. You can imagine.
Yeah. Exactly. So I played that. That's the kind of game it is, and honestly, like, it's a game that it's really interesting because it blends in the Hotline Miami stuff with it. The Hotline Miami like feel, the top down like combat feel, and the movement pretty interestingly. I recommend everyone give it a shot and check it out. I think it's an interesting game, and I think I'll definitely check it out when it comes out fully. It's in early access right now, and you could download a demo on Steam. But thank you for sending that over and letting us know about it. I had fun with it, and I definitely encourage everyone to take a look at it. The music that's in the game currently is pretty good, so that's, you know, a big thing when it comes to making these kind of games. You want to make sure that the track you're listening to on repeat is like good, and I would say that what's in there right now is interesting and good. I'm curious to see what more they have, you know.
Yeah, so this is Strychnine, published and developed by, I think, Basika is the name.
Basika Games.
Steam.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for sending that over. And then other than that, I finished Evil Within 2 actually, and I really liked it. It was a fun experience. I think I put about 13 hours into it, and it's a game that really follows the RE4 formula, which is like at the beginning, you're kind of like running around and victim to a bunch of monsters, and like it's really hard to like get your bearings. But then once you do, and you're like, okay, I know how to optimize my runs, I know how to kill these enemies and all these kinds of things, and do the side quests and get the extra weaponry, you start just tearing that game apart, like to a point where you get to the final boss, and if you have like special ammo saved up that you're just like, oh, I'm not gonna use this right now on the basic enemies, you can just like essentially just like one sequence the boss, and it's awesome, you know.
Mm. One sequence to boss.
Yeah,
Crazy,
like
man.
because I like it's just it's just a fun game, and I don't it's not a it's a little short. I do wish it was longer, and like you fight like two like big villains in the game, and then you get to the final boss. I kind of wish it was three and then the final boss, if that makes sense. But overall, I liked it. I think it's definitely worth y'all's time, especially if you're into survival horror. You'll pick it up. It's like, I bought it for $8, so if you can get it for that price, super quick, 13 hours, and you know you'll be fine. So it's good. A great game. Definitely recommend it. I don't know if that's up your alley, that kind of game, the survival horror, but
Yeah, I know. I wanted to get into Evil Within, but for some reason, the first one's performance, I don't know, my computer wasn't good or something. It's just my brain couldn't want to get into it, so
yeah.
I might try another time. So
Okay.
we'll
Yeah.
see.
I mean, I personally just jumped straight to the second one. The first one is interesting, and it is like there are some story stuff, but they explain everything on it, and you can even just watch a YouTube video to summarize like what happens in it. So you know, 2 is a lot tighter with controls and all that kind of stuff. So that's the benefit of just jumping straight into it, obviously. But then I also have been playing a lot of Lies of P, Overture, the DLC that recently released. Man, okay, no spoilers, obviously, but I think that Lies of P Overture has the best dual boss fight that I have ever seen in this kind of game.
Better than Orange and Smoke?
Absolutely better than Orange and Smoke.
Okay.
I love Orange and Smoke just because it's like a classic fight, but in my opinion, it's not a great fight, if that makes sense. Like, it's very easy to just go and fight one, and then you go and fight the other. The mechanic of one getting more powerful as you slay the other is really cool, but I would say other than that, there's not much depth to it. But for the time, that was incredibly like innovative and different, you know. But by modern standards, I don't think anything has come close to what Lies of P Overture does here. And I would say Lies of P, the base game, also had a really good like multiple player boss fight where like there's multiple enemies and they like tag in and you have to fight them all one by one and all that kind of groove. The game, like what happens here is that you're fighting somebody and they have a puppet with them like attached and they're controlling it via strings, but the person that's controlling it can also fight and attack you. So it's a matter of balancing, okay, the puppet's about to attack, let me dodge and let me parry, whatever, let me attack the puppet. Now she's attacking, let me attack her, whatever. It did take me quite a bit to beat, I'm not gonna lie to you, simply because I was just so impatient with the fight itself. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna run in and do so much damage, but then like I'd forget that she has a sequence that like, oh, I need to do like this and that to properly like evade, and that kind of thought process. I just was not paying attention as much as I should have. But that's not to say the fight is bad. I think the fight is so cool, and I think the fight is like really unique, really interesting. I definitely recommend the Overture to anybody who has played base Lies of P, because it's getting me back into Lies of P. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna go back and play through the whole game now after this DLC, because it's such a great package.
Is it as difficult as people are saying it is?
So they actually added difficulty options.
Oh, interesting.
So
that's the first time I've seen it in like a
exactly
Soulsborne kind of game.
Yeah, I don't know what the different difficulty options do. I'm telling it on the hardest one, but it is pretty difficult simply because, well, one, I'm out of practice. I haven't played Lies of P in so long, and I'm just getting used to the parry mechanic and the dodging and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, the flow, like all these kinds of games, like different games have different flows. So, so that's the thing. I would say it is pretty difficult, but in a good way. It's not difficult because you're like it's unfair. It's difficult because you need to learn the execution and just master the execution. That's the main thing here, you know. Like I threw myself at this boss, like I can tell you, like at least 70 times, at least, you know. And it's not because the boss is unfair. It's not because the boss is like doing crazy amounts of damage. It's because I am failing to execute on the things that are there that are like, okay, like this is pretty obvious. I should be dodging it this way. I know I should be dodging it this way, but I'm just not making that connection in my brain until like I sat down and like really locked in and I really got into it, and then like it made it feel really, really good, you know. But yeah, it's really fun. I definitely recommend it to anybody, and I think that I'm definitely going to stick with it. I'm going to play through it because they're giving you new weapons in the DLC, as these games kind of do. And yeah, I really like it, and I think that the game is doing a lot of good things with its DLC package for sure. Okay,
Nice. I mean, it's good to see like that, because if I remember correctly, this is the studio's first game.
I think so.
And
yeah.
So I'm glad that it's met with great reception, and same with the DLC. So hoping to see more from them.
Yeah, absolutely. They are making a sequel. I won't say what it's about because I don't know if that's too much of a spoiler, but
oh, okay. Well,
I can text you about it.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. Because I was gonna say something, but it's
well, actually, I mean, we can say it because it's. I mean,
well, because the first game is about Pinocchio, right?
Yes.
It's not really a spoiler. So the next game I'm assuming is somewhat adjacent in that, right?
So at the end of the game, it's not a spoiler to anything that happens, but at the end of the game ends with like a character walking, and they're like, oh, we have other. It appears that the experiment in like whatever place we're at failed, but we have other options that we can pursue, and they have other test subjects we can like follow, and they like show a girl walking, and she like clicks her heels, and she has red shoes on. So
okay, I was literally gonna say Little Red Riding Hood. I was like, damn.
Yeah, close, Dorothy, but yeah. So I'm excited to where they go, because bro, you hear a game, it's like, oh, it's based on Pinocchio. You're like, what the hell kind of game is gonna, so, and then the fact that they delivered so well, you're like, okay, you know what? Actually, never mind. Maybe they do know. Maybe they know how to cook. You know.
Bro, they're cooking, bro.
They are cooking.
100%.
I don't know if you saw also, like, the studio is really good to their employees. Microsoft took notes. They gave everyone like a bonus, and they gave them, I think, a PS5 and like extra vacation days because the game sold so well.
You know what? Actually, you know what else they did? I know this studio a bunch of gooners. They gave everybody a copy of Stellar Blade.
Is that what that was? That
I
game?
think actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think.
Let me see.
Wait. Okay. Let me retract the allegations. Field on the play. VAR.
Oh, they got okay. No, that's a different. They got LICP got a bonus, paid holiday, and switched to consoles for hitting sales milestone. I don't know about Stellar Blade, but.
Oh, JK. Oh, Stellar Blade is not running on the Switch too. So okay, it's a different company. It's a different company that gave everybody.
Yeah.
Stellar Blade.
But yeah. So other than that, that was my week. I don't think I had anything else that I'm trying to remember if I played anything else interesting or did anything else. Let me check my thing here. Yeah, no, I did just that. So, yeah. Definitely recommend both of those games to people, and I'm gonna continue with it.
Nice, man.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we can go ahead and get into the news here. We have the first story, which is surprise, we're gonna be talking more Xbox L's. So you know, we'll see how long we can keep this going, this chain, but. The ROG Xbox Ally, this was a handheld that was announced at Xbox's last, it's been leaked time and time again, but it was announced last Xbox showcase, and they didn't say the price, but the price has been leaked, and it will be, oh my god, dude, this is insane. So it leaked that the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X will be 899 euros, and the Asus ROG Xbox Ally, which is the less powerful version, will be 599 euros. And this is reported by Insider Gaming. So this could mean that the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X will cost just north of $1,000 and then 1,000 US dollars, and then the Ally will be about, I think, $700. Yeah. Or yeah, $700 to $800. And again, this is a leaked price. It could change before it comes out. But dude,
Yeah, it's okay. I have heard because I was actually watching a video about this. Apparently, the people that leaked this, or the who got this from, have in the past reportedly marked up the prices by like 20%.
Okay, interesting. I
So
didn't know that.
so here there's a video that I was watching. Let me see um if I could scrub through it just to find their thing. But basically, they were saying the pricing is supposed to be less than that. It won't be actually $1,000. That the expected value, or expected price for the X, which is like the more souped up handheld, would be around like 800 USD.
Okay.
That's even after like the conversion and things like that. And then the normal Ally would be like around 400. Because if they get into that like $400-$500 mark for the base model, like I would assume like they don't want to be losing any more money, right? 'Cause
Right.
I think traditionally with consoles, people, manufacturers would sell at a loss, and then the money, they would expect to make up the money on the sales, but of games. But at the point right now, Microsoft is not happy with Xbox, and so they're probably trying to limit as much loss per unit. So
I got you. Okay.
so there is a chance it could go up to like a pretty hefty number.
Yeah.
But I don't, like, not to kind of take from what you were initially saying. It's just I heard a counterpoint to that.
No,
It
that's good
could
to
be
provide. Yeah.
roughly like 15-20% less. So it might not be $1,000 for a handheld, but
Okay.
I
No,
mean, I wouldn't be surprised if
that's
it was
good
800,
context.
900. But yeah.
Yeah, that's good
Um,
context. And knowing that now, I would say that like if it is that original price that you're saying, or rather the price that you're saying, then I can personally like I can see the logic of it being that price because it's a console, it's a handheld PC, whatever the case might be. Um, However, in the reality that it is $1,000, I would pronounce this console DOA, considering that it's just a handheld PC. And why would you spend $1,000? That's two PS5s, like straight up, you know.
yeah.
But again, we don't know if that's the price, and we're only working off of this leak. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I don't know, man. It's like it's too like, okay, handhelds are a very interesting thing, right? Because you don't need 4K on a handheld screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a whole math about pixels and what amount of pixel density do you need for a specific screen size.
Okay.
That handheld, like, you can probably comfortably have it at like a 1080p and just sit there. And so I would assume that the hardware needed to power that shouldn't be too crazy.
Yeah.
Granted, you are going to be running like Unreal Engine 5, which is like not the best optimized
For mobile.
engine for mobile, right? And all these other things. But I would assume you might not need something. You don't need a 5090 in your hands.
Right.
So I'm curious to see kind of why it would be priced so high, if it's just like the intrinsic factor of it.
Well, didn't they say?
Hey,
I thought
you
it
can play
was.
games on the go.
Yeah, I thought it was something where they were partnering with AMD, right? Or is that for future stuff, and that's why people were like speculating it might be really expensive?
I don't know. Because I think they are using a new chipset for this one, like that hasn't been used in anything else before. So, that might be it. But
It might also be a counterpoint, or not counterpoint, but maybe, and this is speculation, maybe a reason that people are throwing on the $1,000 mark or pricing it so high, if they do price it that price, is because you are buying a handheld PC, right? And so what comes with that is, especially with the ROG series, is you're not locked down to any one platform. With the Steam Deck, generally, right, unless you jailbreak it or whatever, you're locked to Steam. So they know that once you buy a Steam Deck, you're still in their ecosystem, and you're gonna be locked into spending more money with Steam, and like you're gonna be thinking, oh, I could buy this for my this and play it on my Steam Deck because it works on Steam Deck, right? So with that in mind, now what's gonna happen, or what might be happening with ROG, they'll be like, okay, well, once we sell this, we don't have control of the market to where they can only buy Xbox games and, you know, whatever the case. Again, we don't know how this infrastructure is going to look, but based on recent news about Xbox aligning with like more a lot, like bringing over Steam games to Xbox, like applications and things like that, where it aggregates all your games together, kind of like the Nvidia application does. So it might be one of those things where we have to hedge our bets and just throw the huge costs out front. People buy it, and whatever they do with it, it's up to them, because we don't have control over them post buying it, you know?
Yeah. It probably seems like it's like a larger catch into just making Windows the de facto place to play games instead of on, because presumably like they might be in a place in the future, in a place where they're not producing as many games, but they want to control where you play your games,
Right.
or not control, but they want to be like in the spot where the games are being played,
Right.
and if they can get to that spot, then it probably, like, because there's like some advantage, right? Like you can get some data points and get some marketing, like cookie type stuff, where they know who the user is and their personality and their internet habits and their gaming habits, and like it might just be like a longer play in that aspect. Or just maybe Microsoft just trying to get out of gaming, just like any way to pivot out, maybe. I don't know.
No, fair enough. I can see that. It is definitely an interesting move. I don't know if we'll get the answer to it until, you know what I'm saying, like until we see it come out. But I am curious to see, would you pick it up because you have a Steam Deck, but I mean,
yeah, I was actually thinking of selling my Steam Deck to get something else, but I'll have to see how it looks in terms of performance, right?
Right.
And I really don't use the Steam Deck that often. Honestly, low-key, I feel like some games are not meant for the Steam Deck. Like I tried playing Clear Obscure the other day and it was just not running well. So it could be that if I am on the go more often, I might be inclined, but at the moment I'm kind of like I'm still like a traditional sit down and play at the computer, play at the couch kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So what about you?
I've actually also been thinking about selling my Steam Deck and getting something new, because I actually do use my Steam Deck quite a bit, especially when I travel for work. But the concern is, like, I also only really play indie games on it, like Hades, Balatro, all those kinds of games. And like Liza P actually runs surprisingly well on it. So with that in mind, I don't know if I need one for the games that I play on it, you know? And I'd say it runs the games that I like pretty well, but again, that's just that's how I'm kind of interacting with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, fair. I just hope I hope the next whatever the ROG Ally X hopefully has some good like UX experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know, they laid off a lot of people, so I don't know if they have anyone that's going to be actually working on that.
Well, you know, I think don't worry about the layoffs, because they are actually, Xbox is hiring. I don't know if you saw this, but Xbox is hiring for graphic designers in general, using AI.
Yeah, so for context, just to kind of explain the picture real quick, imagine a girl. I was gonna say lo-fi hip-hop, it's not her. Imagine a girl just sitting there with a computer, has her headphones in, with the glasses, she's locked in, and she's opening a laptop, but the stuff she's writing on, like the screen, is on the other side of the lid of the laptop. And like it looks so bad, like just from the thought of it, like okay, you're trying to hire somebody to do graphics or like UI or something, but you're just doing AI slop. And the image just looks so wrong that it's like it like doubles down on like why you don't want to be using AI.
Yeah, and
what do you think about it?
For context, Xbox just laid off 9,000 employees. Part of it being they want to focus on the AI initiative in the gaming space and have AI do more jobs in the gaming space. Part of it is just getting cheaper labor from overseas. But imagine being fired from Xbox and because of all these things, and then the next day you open up LinkedIn and you see hey, Xbox Graphics is hiring with an AI generated image of someone coding, and it's like the amount of like tone deaf people in this environment right now is insane, you know.
Yeah.
It's just Xbox is on this huge downturn, and I don't know what is like who they need a PR person to handle all this stuff. Not that this like it'll help, but you know, like they need someone to at least tell them, hey, don't post LinkedIn AI generated Twitter garbage of like, hey, this is how AI can help you get through a job loss, you know, like, and don't post like a job posting with AI generated graphics. Like, this is not a good look, and public sentiment is like a big thing, and I don't think that they shouldn't just be like, whatever, it's just people online getting upset, because this should affect them in terms of like, hey, like people have a very negative view of our company right now, like we need to shape up, you know.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. They're fun. Not that I mean, it's like an insult to injury, obviously, right? Like the they are replacing people. Like, okay, they fired people. Okay, now they're trying to hire people. Okay, I mean that's kind of common, but just the kind of the stage and everything that's kind of being set with this is like very very weird. And the fact that the AI picture is wrong, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna be an AI company, right? And it's like, oh, dude, I don't know how I feel about this, right? Like it's like the joke is kind of like it's like there's no explanation of the joke because it's there by itself, right? The company like in a way devalues people, hires people, company devalues people, fires them, says AI is better, uses AI to get more people, but then the AI looks bad. It's like, this is why y'all fired people?
Yeah, exactly. And it also says a thing where it's like, I don't know, because it's such a bad look, and it's also like anybody going into this position can see that they're using AI to do someone else's job already. It's only a matter of time before your job is also AIified, like, and removed from the pipeline. You know, like you're there to feed the machine. The machine is broken. You can see it's broken. We would like you to come in, have the machine teach the machine everything you can do, and then we'll let you go, right? Apparently there's like a big thing going on over at like Microsoft right now that's like, hey, like if you're doing some work on something, have AI right there next to you to watch what you're doing and teach it what you're doing, so that it will learn your job.
I know someone that works at Microsoft. They said the same thing, and and they were saying how every meeting is it was like, hey, how are you using AI this week? And people are in like, it just gets to a point where just people are just saying buzzwords.
Yep.
Just to kind of get through. I was like, damn, that kind of sucks, bro.
Yeah, I guess my question is like, are they just trying to AI like their whole flow? And it's like, at that point, why? Like, what is it? Is it really saving them money? Is it really like, you know, like, because you gotta fire all these people if you want to get rid of them. You gotta like pay them severance generally. You know, like, it's interesting because the ZeniMax, which is the studio that was making that MMO that got canceled, they are actually in a union, a lot of them, so they can't be fired just randomly, you know, like they can't be let go like that. They have to, there's like a process and things like that. So it's a lot more costly for Xbox to do that, but they still did it. So it's like, okay, this is a weird hole you've kind of dug for yourself, you know. It just seems like the costs to integrate AI is so much more than the cost it's going to end up saving you, and I don't know what that means in the long term, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of corporate structuring that I think they're just trying to, I don't know, like kind of lean into. But yeah, like I don't think it's exclusively fire people for this, because people get fired, the departments get shut down just because they're like, well, like the Andy Toy Story, I don't want to play with you anymore. It's like, okay, like. So I don't know if it's exclusively just, damn, bro, I'm gonna replace you with a robot. But I don't know. It's a lot of factors, man. It's a weird time.
Well,
I think a
funny
lot of places
enough,
are getting.
funny enough, I can tell you right now that there's at least one team that's being replaced by AI.
Damn.
Yeah, it is revealed by an internal memo that 200 King staff, King are the people who make Candy Crush. Candy Crush had like a insane billions of dollar revenue from last year. 200 of their staff is going to be laid off, and they will be replaced by AI. So the email reads as follows. Why is this happening? The industry is changing fast and our business has not been growing. When that happens, we must not only look outside at competitors in the market, but also inside. As we've talked before, we are making several changes to the business back to growth. To get the business back to growth. Unlocking many more AI tools is one recent example. Investing more in marketing this year is another. We're fortunate to have many talented individuals at King, but we also have a collective problem. The size and structure of the company often makes it difficult to get things done. So we plan to simplify the organization. Fewer layers, fewer overlapping remits, fewer hours spent on alignment, fewer people in meetings, fewer stakeholders for every project. Many leaders across King have also been asked to resign for their organizations to be smaller overall. To redesign their organizations to be smaller overall. Leadership doesn't resign. It's insane. There will be some new roles created in these redesigns and some rebalancing of headcount across King, but overall, King will be a smaller company. The staff will be let go to be replaced by AI tools they have built and trained, which is something that also came about from this information. An employee told this to Mobile Gamer, which is a reporter. So these employees include level designers and copywriters. So this is just part of the trend, right? This is just part of the Xbox downturn where they are straight up saying, actually, we're laying people off and it's because we have AI tools to take your job. They're just saying it, and it's ridiculous.
I wanted to think differently. I did not read the docket.
Nope, that's fair. And I applaud you for having benefit of the doubt for Xbox. Unfortunately, it is just horrifically just dire over there right now. The morale must be in the gutter. Everyone must be freaking out, right? And yeah, this is a classic example, or rather this is a direct example of, hey, sit there and train this AI. Okay, cool, do it for X amount of months and then turn around and say, hey, like, now that you've done that, get out,
Bro, freaking Philip Spencer, bro. Honestly, full government name this time. I can't believe
it. It's just so sad because you have to sit and think, like, if all these employees are laid off and they're being told, hey, like, we've already AI your job, it must do something for their self-confidence to even work in the games industry in general, like, it sucks. And I really am very sad to hear this. I hope everyone lands on their feet, but I think something that can be done to like avoid this is like starting a union, get into a union, have these AI protections in place, because the companies don't care about you. You have to do something to like protect yourself, and unionizing is part of that.
Yeah, it's a scary time, man. Honestly, it's like, even like, this is not even just within companies, like even in every aspect, right? If you're using CapCut on TikTok, they can, like, anything you upload and use basically as part of their new license agreement, like just by using the app, they can use it to train their models. And I think even Adobe has the same thing. So it's like everybody's just trying to get a piece of the pie, and just trying to kind of screw everybody over with all this AI stuff. It's a tough time to have to watch your back.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not like I'm not opposed to using it as a tool in like certain situations, but it's the over reliance of everyone being like, oh, we can use it for everything. It's like, no, dude, you can't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a tough thing, bro.
It is.
I mean,
very tough.
hopefully, I mean, I don't want to say that, not to wish bad on people or anything, but I hope that they get, not to say that they get so bad that they do another layoff, but they get it, things don't work out so that they're like, okay, maybe we need to course correct and bring people back.
Yeah.
I hope that's the learning that they can get from this, but I don't know. I also, this like relies on like people over consuming, and
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Yeah.
it relies on also the idea of like consistent growth, and it's like there's no such thing as
Yep.
endless
Yep.
growth.
Yep.
So like what do you do to solve that problem? And long and short of it is, it looks like you can't really do anything. You just got to keep going, and people get trampled on the way, you know.
Yeah.
um but
Stuff
yeah,
out here, man.
I don't know, man. Xbox is still in the downturn. Tune in next week where you find out that Xboxes are coming to life and killing people at this point, to be honest, because it's just getting worse and worse for them.
Yeah, bro.
But speaking of, I have nothing to segue to, but
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's a Xbox flop. To there used to be an Xbox team, and they
oh,
also
that's true.
kind of suck.
That's true. Yeah. Bungie. So
Yeah,
Destiny 2, a Destiny 2 lead, as reported by the Video Gamer, basically they're struggling to get new players. They're suffering from plummeting numbers like over the years. Like it's been, a ton of people have been leaving the game just because of bad monetization practices, literally losing content that you've paid for. And so one of the senior staff of Bungie, the assistant game director, Robbie Stevens, admitted that one of our major goals for the Edge of Fate, which is their newest expansion, is to bring in new players. And then we also have some medium and long-term plans and features where we want to do even better there. So, like, it's funny because the idea is that the entire Destiny 2 intro, like, portion of the game is gone, right?
Yeah, the red
Red
Legion or
War,
whatever.
the Red War, and like the Forsake, like there's a bunch of different DLCs that they released that are just removed from the game. You cannot access them in any way. And yeah, sorry, you were saying?
Bro, that's crazy actually, because we all bought, like, what is it called?
Forsaken.
The Witch Queen or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, the Witch Queen. Yeah, the Witch Queen. Yeah.
I don't think I finished it. So yeah, I can't even go back and get it.
Witch Queen, yeah, I don't know. Witch Queen might be there, but I honestly don't know. Yeah, no, it's just it's gone. So that's a problem they're seeing, is that like, why would anybody jump into Destiny 2 when the intro content is not there, and they just need a way to bring it back. But in my opinion, I think Destiny 2 has hit the end of its life cycle at this point, and it should just start either transitioning to Destiny 3 or putting all work towards Marathon or something. But it's just not, like, the first third of the game is gone. So how are you gonna engage new players in it,
Yeah, like they have to watch a lore video the same way that they did at the lawyer's office at the hearing, bro. That's like,
yeah.
What else can you do?
Well, I good luck, man. Whoever's trying to play Destiny, good luck to you. I don't recommend it. I played a lot of hours, and I have like over 200 whatever hours into it. Just, it's not worth your time. It's not worth the effort. And at this point, it's an objectively just not a fun experience, to jump into. So
there's
good luck.
Obviously a lot of lore, a lot of missed content. You don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So but I feel like at least like other sequels don't have the same problem, right?
Yeah, that's true. Can you name a sequel that wouldn't have this problem?
I mean, the first game that I can think about is Fallout 4. Are they making a 5?
They are making a 5, or rather, it's been, I don't know if it's been, or it's reportedly fully greenlit. Yeah, not surprised in the slightest that this is coming out. Essentially, Fallout 5 has been fully greenlit. It is from the latest episode of the Xbox 2 podcast, where essentially that Fallout 5 is going to be built by Bethesda Studios core team. It's just right now, obviously, they're working on Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield DLC. But yeah, Fallout 5 is going to be coming out. I think they missed the mark a little bit to announce this news, simply because, like, we all knew it was coming, obviously, but the TV show was coming out, and like they had an opportunity to be like, oh yeah, Fallout 5 is now in production or something, like, to grab
there
that
is
hype.
Actually, the next window is probably in Germany, Gamescom. Towards end of August.
Okay. Well,
yeah. So
I mean, we're not gonna see this game till like 2050. You know that, right? Because they're still working on Elder Scrolls 6, and that is like ever since the initial announcement, like 8 years ago. Let me see. Elder Scrolls 6 announcement date. It was announced in 2018, so oh my god, 7 years ago. Yeah, like what? 7 years ago, like the Elder Scrolls 6 was announced, and we haven't heard a peep about it since. Which obviously, like they're still working on it, and when that game comes out, it'll sell like gangbusters. But like this, I don't know why even announced at this point because it's just gonna be so far in the future.
Yeah, honestly, just put all your efforts towards a TV show. I think that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, because I feel like the TV show is better than the video game.
That's fair.
I'm just a Bethesda hater.
I mean, I would agree, but it's also not based on the fourth one. It's based on New Vegas, which apparently is like really good. So
yeah, okay, but okay, so okay, think about this, right? If the show is adjacent to New Vegas, just give me more of the show. I don't want to play it, bro.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that, but you know, this is a opinion
whoever's
from one...
listening is probably whoever's listening is like, what the hell is this guy thinking about? I want them to just do something different, man. Like not like from like a game design perspective, like just to give me something new, bro.
Mm-hmm. Well, new doesn't sell well. Okay, shut up. No one wants to play new. Everyone wants to play the old. Everyone wants to play the remakes. So
actually, no, I think people really want to play sequels. And if I really think about it,
yeah, you know what?
I think so much so that there's one sequel on Horizon that everybody's looking at.
Yeah, yeah, this game is gonna sell like gangbusters. So obviously, we all know, and this is the next story, that GTA 6 is gonna sell insane amounts of games. Insane generational games. Like it'll be the game of the century, like whatever the case is. And there was an analysis firm. Let me pull up the numbers here. Josh Chapman, who is he's a managing partner at Convoy, which is I believe let me make sure I got this right. It's a venture capital and private equity like firm, but they did some analysis, and their analysis was the following: GTA 6 will make $7 billion with the B dollars in 2 months. It's predicted. So, like GTA 6, and the blurb says this: GTA 6, we predict that GTA 6 will generate $7.6 billion in revenue in the first 60 days of its launch, which is currently May 26, 2026. This will be the greatest video game release of all time, shattering player, viewership, and revenue records. Yeah, that tracks. I can see that.
$7 billion in 2 months.
Mm-hmm. I can see it.
That's crazy because the first one did like $1 billion in 3 days.
Did it really?
Yeah. So it broke the record. Yeah. So I think it's not the first one. Sorry, GTA 5.
Okay.
I
was like, whoa.
No. Yeah. GTA 5 did $1 billion in 3 days. So it's $7 billion in 2 months.
Damn, dude. Yeah, $7 billion in 2 months.
In 2 months.
Do you think it'll be more or less?
No. Okay, so I guess it depends on two things, right? Because I was reading another article, or just like a tagline or something that they basically said that the game is gonna land at $80, which I think is even in the article it says like it's gonna they're estimating that they're selling at $80 a game, right?
Yeah.
Which I think I'm glad it's not going to the reported 100, because going that's a little too egregious. But I can see it because like everyone's gonna get a copy of this game, I feel, right? Like actually I don't know. Because here's the thing, right? You have at least okay, bro, like, Xbox players, like I don't know how many of them are on Series S's. That thing is not running games.
Yeah, well,
And then you have
PS4.
people on PC. Yeah, people on PC can't play this game. People on like a third, like I think it's like what, like I think it's like 40% of Sony gamers are still on PS4s.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're talking about like the pool of like people that would get this game, you're essentially saying Sony needs to be making a lot more PlayStations because so I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it will reach that number, but I'm just trying to think of because people usually think about like the install base, right?
Yeah.
Like the reason why so many people got the first GTA because it was at the very end of the console life cycle. Like nobody was playing on the PS2 back then. Like you were on the PS3 when GTA 5 came out, right? So here like we're like what, like year 5, year 6 into the console life cycle, and the fact that 40% of people, or like 30 or 40% are still on PS4s, I don't know, man. Like I don't know if like it's like this like it might make up the money because the cost per game per unit is more. But I don't know if it's gonna sell out as quickly as just because like from a numbers perspective, right? I mean, granted, I think maybe there maybe are more PS5 players than there are PS3 players, like if you're talking about like just like giant groups. So but I'm just thinking in general, right? Like because this thing is not coming to the PS4, so
Correct. Well,
yeah.
I think personally, right? I think that, see me, I'm a real GTA fan, right? What that means is I'm not buying this shit. I'm gonna steal it. I'm just gonna go to the store and say, hey, give me everything, give me all the copies of GTA 6 and just sell it at a markup.
You're playing GTA in real life.
Literally, that's what I'm saying. Like, I appreciate the game so much that I'm willing to go the extra mile and live it in real life, you know?
Interesting. Yep.
Didn't when the Switch 2 had a truck robbed, right? Or like a shipment just stolen from out from, you know, like it's the same kind of vibe. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, if you're really into GTA 6, you will not purchase it, you'll steal it. Obviously, do not bring harm to anybody who's working at these stores, but you know.
Man said for legal reasons.
For legal reasons, FBI, this is a joke, but
yeah,
if I get extra copies, I'll send some your way. Don't worry about it. I got y'all.
Right, bro.
Yeah.
Menace to society.
I am. Just like Steam is also a menace to society. Steam has allegedly, or rather, like, according to a marketing expert, has figured out the secret to success, if you will. So, expert and games marketing analyst Chris Zakowski has argued that the power of the Steam as a platform is that it enables hoarding. Valve has cracked the problem that Netflix was struggling with by tapping into hardcore gamers who love a fat backlog. That last part is not his quote, that's from the article, but he's essentially saying that like most people who buy your game won't play it, which he argues in a blog post, and that essentially like you can buy games from anywhere for a cheap price and just hoard it and just like, yeah, like that's obviously what Steam is good for. Like we have alone in our family sharing plan thousands of games that we do not touch because one of our friends just constantly buys every single game that comes out for a cheaper price on Humble Bundle, you know, which I appreciate him for, because now I have a huge backlog that if I want to get through I can. But you know, that's part of it, and I'm not surprised that obviously this is an expert conclusion. What do you think?
You know, that it's in it because I remember reading a similar thing about Steam cracking the thing against piracy, and it was more about like availability. Like so it's interesting that Steam is still on top and is able to I guess do things not differently, but they
can set the rules essentially.
Yeah. Because back then people were like, oh, like I'm pirating games because it's just easier to get versus like the complexity of like, oh, okay, I have to buy like I have to go get a CD and do all this other stuff. Just pirating might be easier. and also from like a cost perspective. But then it's like, hey, if the environment's good and means of having a library is good, then it's like, okay, maybe I'll just own it, right? Like you kind of checkmate the person.
Yeah.
Which that makes sense, honestly, dude. Like I think people really like collecting, so it's
Yeah.
gamified in a way.
And not to say that once you own it, it's yours forever on Steam, simply because Steam can remove games from your library, and can remove games from being sold in general. Which, you know, case in point, this is kind of a blending of the two stories, but like Steam, they have new purchasing rules because of credit card companies, which is interesting. So there was an update to essentially Valve Press has replied to an article with the statement saying, we were recently notified that certain games on Steam may violate the rules and standards set forth by our payment processors and their related their card networks and banks. As a result, we are retiring those games from being sold on the Steam store because because loss of payment methods would prevent customers from being able to purchase other titles and game content on Steam. We are directly notifying the developers of these games and issuing app credits should they have another game they'd like to distribute on Steam in the future. So they also added this disclaimer on Steamworks. It's a new rule on what you shouldn't publish area, which says content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam payment processors and related card networks and banks or internet service providers, in particular, certain kinds of adult-only content. So this is a bit of a...
Bro, I just clicked the screen. I just clicked one of the articles. Bro, slave of the police officer. Incest tale of sister and mom. Bro, what is this?
Yeah, so, okay. So a little bit of a warning. This story is a little not safe for work, just so everyone's aware.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. To be fair, it is a little not safe for work, and it does, so just with that in mind. But basically, this story is basically saying that credit card companies, MasterCard and Visa specifically, have been on this, don't know what came of it or where it came from, but they have essentially been telling like marketplaces like Steam, if you're selling content that has to deal with like, let me see, like this one specifically, like adult only content, right, dealing with like sex things and like I guess very like dark content as well, like not dark content, I think it's mostly just sex things that people...
Yeah, because like for context, this is like straight up, it's not just like, oh, it's a game that has... No, this is like literally, you straight up just porn on the marketplace kind of thing. That's literally what this, like, just from like just looking at this and seeing like how like the stuff that like is getting delisted, like from the screenshot. It's for context, this is a screenshot of the items being removed. It's not like of the content itself, but it's like, this really doesn't have a place for in a gaming marketplace.
Yeah, so it's a multifaceted issue because we just talked about how hoarding is collecting and things like that. Like, Steam allows you to do that, but then what happens if Steam turns on and says, actually, this kind of game is banned now, like, can no longer be sold? Does the collection get affected? Like, like, it's a interesting issue, but also it's another thing where credit card companies can dictate what you have purchased on your account or what you can purchase on your marketplace, saying, hey, we don't want to support this, therefore, like, if you don't remove it, like, you're not going to be supported by us. Visa and MasterCard are the credit card companies. Like, what do you like? How can you not use that, right? It's one thing to be said, like, okay, for context, these kinds of games, not my thing. Not Ahmed's thing either, obviously, but it is something where removing it does kind of suck for the creators of these games, simply because this is like a method of income for them, and whether you agree with it or not, like, to be told, hey, we're just removing this outright from Steam, or like this livelihood that you have, or this hobby, whatever it might be, because of our credit card companies. I don't expect Valve to go against Visa and MasterCard, obviously, right? But from my perspective, I feel like it's a slippery slope where now if they dictate you can remove this, what happens if they say, oh, you can't have rated R games or rated M games on the marketplace because it's like very violent and we don't want to support that anymore? Like, what happens then? Does Steam then put their foot down and say no? So I think, and this is just speculation, I think Steam was low-key looking for an excuse to get rid of these games from their platform anyways. Because
Yeah.
like I understand that like the Steam is the platform to buy whatever you want, anything you want, but I can also understand the Steam like marketplace being a little uncomfy that these games are on their like platform, like incest simulator, things like you know, like I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like, okay, for an example, Hadi and I randomly, we're just chilling on Discord. For some reason, unprovoked, both of us are like, just go open the Steam page, and we look at the upcoming games, and just flashbang, the weirdest things we've ever seen. And at the same time, we're not talking to each other. We're like, hey, have you gone to Steam? Yeah, I'm on Steam. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah. Like, why is this on our like? It's not even recommended section. It's like upcoming releasing section. And
we
like,
had it turned off. Also, by the way, like we had like you can choose to filter that, and it was like we've had that setting turned off, like to not, or sorry, setting turned on to say I don't want to see this kind of content. But it for some reason auto turned off on its own randomly, and we were both like separately. We're like, what the hell? Like it was wild the fact that this happened.
So I'm like if you were to go like I think probably like before all this went on and you were looking at the upcoming releases, all have the same trend, all like something simulator, this whatever. It's all very weird things that I don't think should be in the gaming side of things, right? I think very, very much there just to be like not exploitative, but just it's not a game. It's just there for people to like view things.
Man,
I don't know.
So I understand what you're saying, and I personally am not affected by this, and I don't think that like okay, it's a multifaceted thing, right? Because removing these kinds of content, this kind of game, like it's goofy in a sense that like why is this up in the first place? However, for Steam to be the marketplace that it is, right, to be as successful as it is, it does have to allow relatively anybody to kind of upload games, right? Like even if it's small indie studios, even if it's like big AAA companies, like you gotta let the whole group of people like upload, and with that comes things that you may not agree with or I may not agree with, but for the sake of the platform itself, I think allowing people to kind of like it's weird because I don't
I get the point that you're saying, like you're not saying to defend it, but part of the reason why like you can get indie games on Steam is because okay, it's a lot of self-publishing, right? But if there's sort of very hand selection of what can and can't go in, I guess like you kind of defeat the purpose of like this sort of marketplace. I get that like sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just speaking from a like, hey, one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah,
one of these games you have something to do. One of these other games, it's like you should go. My opinion is that this should not be on. This should be accessed on different parts of the internet. Me personally, that because the creators kind of know what they're doing with some of these games.
Yeah, they are taking advantage of like the availability of it on the Steam platform. And man, I say take advantage because I don't want it to sound as bad as it is, because like I don't mean it to be like negative on these creators. Like again, not my thing and it's not your thing, but I have to, if I love Steam as a platform, right, which I do have to respect the idea that like, yeah, like it's not for us, but who am I to say this doesn't belong to this platform, right? And if I have the option to remove it from my view, if I have the option to not interact with it at all and not see it, fine. Like I'm okay with that, right? It's not my corner of the woods. It's not my corner of the ecosystem. That's fine. I don't even have to look at it. But for those who are in that corner of the ecosystem and they are putting money into these devs' pockets and things like that, like, I don't know. I'm not in support of these games, but from that perspective of like, man, like it's not for us, but it's for someone. And if people are paying money for it, like let them do their own thing. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I am a little glad that these kinds of things are removed from the platform. In like, there's a part of me that's like, man, like I'm bummed that like the freedom of expression is being removed. But at the same time, it's like, dude, why the hell is Incest Tales webcam daughter on Steam? Like, I don't want that on a platform. You know, like that's weird. You know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think there's like a difference of like you have a game that's like it's a game, but then it has like lewd stuff. It's different than like, oh, let me just make a simulator.
Yeah.
Like I think that's where I'm like, okay, this is a little, but I don't know, man. I just like,
Yeah.
anyways, but,
I don't know. Okay, like I just want to get the point across that like also
yeah,
like,
yeah,
like I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I agree with you. As two like Muslim guys who are like trying to just enjoy gaming without having this stuff stuffed in our face, like very fair to like we're not happy, but like okay, like seeing the stuff removed, cool, like whatever. On the flip side of that coin though, like what is to stop these companies from being like, hey, like okay, too much violence, remove like Doom, for example, right? Just as a thing.
yeah.
So it's like a slippery slope that's like, okay, like yes, in this instance, we may be happy with the outcome, but what happens if it comes to something else that we really like? Like, what do we do then?
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's fair. Yeah, I think I'm curious to see like how do other parts of the internet work, right? I'm not gonna go look up how other people go pay for certain content, but I would assume that they would have to be using credit cards. I don't know, or like is Visa there too, or is Visa like saying no there? I don't know. Like it's like because like I would assume that things would be kind of standardized in a way, right? Where they're like they don't have problem with people paying for some of this stuff
like
on certain
OnlyFans
parts of the internet.
Yeah.
And it's like, but then you get on Steam, why does the credit card company have a problem here, right? Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah,
like from that aspect, it's like I it just hit me. I was like, well, why? Yeah, like why are they kind of here in that aspect? And it's not really Steam, like you said, it's not them making the decision, versus like someone outside of Steam is kind of like requesting for this. Otherwise, like, you know what? Steam should just make their own payment system.
Yeah, Steam Coin.
Yeah, but I have enough gift cards. I have enough. I sold enough CS:GO skins. Let me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
yeah. I don't know. I hope this is the end of it, but I don't know what this could mean. You know, like realistically, what is the future going to hold? So, but I think it's just sad because games that have good monetization are not being given the full breadth of expression on Steam. You know, take Ubisoft for example. Ubisoft is saying that monetization is really important for games. It actually makes the games more fun. Did you know this?
Yeah, I love when I have to buy a battle pass, and I love when they just throw a billion, like they have a billion objectives and all the map markers are hidden, but you can find them, or you can just buy a map that uncovers it.
Well,
it's
yes, but that's fun. If you have a problem with it, you need to actually fix your viewpoint, and you need to reorient yourself and figure out, okay, maybe I'm the problem. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
So for context, Ubisoft recently published a 400-page universal registration document and annual financial report that covers everything you could ever hope to learn about the company. This is reported by Insider Gaming. One of the pages basically pulls out and it says, the adoption of monetization and engagement policies that respect the player experience and are sustainable in the long term. At Ubisoft, the golden rule when developing premium games is to allow players to enjoy the game in full without having to spend more. Fair point. Good idea.
Cap.
Like
Major cap.
Listen, you're wrong, okay? But let's pause here. Why is it cap?
Okay. They respect the player experience. Okay, you can play the game in full, right? If you're playing, Ubisoft game is an open world game, okay? It has a map, it has some towers that you climb up. Somehow you're playing freaking crew. somehow the car has a synchronization point too, and you unlock more of the map. I don't get.
Yeah.
Far Cry has to climb the tower. Assassin's Creed's climb the tower, but everything has a collectible. Like they're not even just one collectible. All these games have like 3 or 4 types of collectibles that are scattered all over this open world. And in order to kind of get some of the cool cosmetics or cool weapons, you have to find these pieces. But they have so many scattered everywhere that it's such a pain point. You have to pull up a wiki guide. They make that process so difficult, or they just come up to you and be like, yo, do you want to just pay me like $5? I'll just put all the pinpoints on the map for you.
Don't forget the Ultimate Mega Edition, the Super Edition, the Ultimate Mega Quadruple Edition.
Exactly. The edition that gives you the game 4 days early, but then you have to wait for the day 1 patch.
Yep.
You know?
Well, let's continue, right? We continue, as is Clear Obscure. Our monetization offer within premium games makes the player experience more fun by allowing them to personalize their avatars or progress more quickly. However, this is always optional. And then on page 135, it says, the safety and well-being of our players is our top priority, and we do everything we can to protect their data, provide safe and enjoyable gaming environments, and guarantee responsible monetization mechanisms. And then further down, through its code of conduct, the group is determined to adopting a fair and transparent approach to monetization in gaming, offering fun and engaging immersive gaming experiences while ensuring the safety and well-being of players. Ubisoft's monetization strategy aims to enrich players' gaming experience by balancing 2 main pillars: optionality and fairness across all genres. What do you think? Think it's pretty good, right? Think it works?
Like it's difficult, man. It's weird. Like I think obviously they designed their games to be time sinks, but then like I think that's like that design, right? Like they want to build this like deep RPG kind of world, but their games aren't as deep as they are. And so I guess if the idea is that the average person should be spending like 60 hours, and then someone's like, I really want to get into it, but I can only play like 40 hours, right? It's like I don't want to. There's like too much grind to it. They try to remove that with payments, like right about like for example, giving you crafting materials or giving you things that you can pay for. I understand like that aspect because like, there are some games where the grind like, you can grind at it all right. But the thing with Ubisoft is that their games aren't good, and they add it to everything. So it's like that's even more damning to them of them being like a cookie cutter company, right?
Yep.
Because they're already too formulaic, and even their means of monetization is formulaic, right?
Yep. I also think it's incredibly ironic that they put player safety and things like that as like our wheelhouse, but it turns out like the heads of the company are huge like sex crime pervert people that are being tried in court for doing atrocious acts to their employees. So, you know, it only applies to the user, not the developer, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say if you read page 135, it explicitly says for the players, not for the employees. That's different.
Yeah, when you walk in, it's just like when you walk into a Ubisoft office, just like a boss meter pops up, like for Dark Souls. It's like, whoa. It's kind of like
instead of Rick the door technician, it's Bob from HR or something.
Yeah, but you know, it's just funny seeing Ubisoft being like, yo, monetization actually makes it better. And it's like, dude, you're gaslighting yourself into making a shittier product to have this weird stipulation in your games, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they're also, I think they're like chasing money. So it's like, how do you always chase money? Like what's, because like they're like, I think in mobile games there's whales, and probably they're trying to just see if they can tap into theirs. My thought, right?
Yep, I agree with that. But the thing is, the safety thing is also bugging me just a little bit, because like, doesn't Rainbow Six Siege have like loot boxes and things like that? Is that not a thing?
Yeah, I mean they do have like packs that you can open up, but maybe like from a safety, they're like thinking from like hacking and like protecting players from like random people, or like I guess like moderation in that way. I guess
yeah. I was saying safety more from the aspect of like addictive gambling practices and of course, you know, all that kind of jazz. But that's besides the point. So, you know,
Yeah. Maybe they can talk to Roblox and figure out how to implement like better safety mechanisms.
oh, well, they can, but first I'll have to talk to FromSoftware, because FromSoftware is reportedly
Okay, guys, behind the scenes here, so I can. I was fishing for a segue that's a little too far. Man. I had the whole thing lined up. I tried to do a beautiful layup.
It was a great segue. It was awesome.
Yeah,
but...
yeah. I was gonna be like, yo, call me Paul Blart the way I'm on this segue.
Oh,
but I
okay.
completely fumbled it because we're talking about a different game. So different story here. All right. Anyways, yeah, you get to see how the sausage is made here, right? No, one take, we don't cut anything.
Well, we do, but you guys just don't know about
for
it.
the TikToks. Yeah. Anyways.
So FromSoftware is reportedly working on an unannounced game that could release next year. It's not Duskbloods. It's not Night Rain. Obviously, that stuff is still coming out. But they have a game codenamed FMC at advanced stages of production alongside the upcoming Switch 2 title, The Duskbloods and Elden Ring Night Rain's post-launch support. I wanted to ask you, because I think that's all we know right now, what do you think about this information? What could
the
it
One
be?
Piece?
The
One Piece is real!
It's real! Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think it could be?
Much higher. I just got this whole 1 hour and 50-minute thing DMCA'd because I just sang that one.
No! Yeah. We don't cut anything, so it's staying.
Full Metal Alchemist. They forgot to put the A, but they have the C from Alchemist. That's what FMCEC, I think, is what they're making. Actually, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Miyazaki and FromSoft have been pretty experimental lately.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised if this is just another multiplayer game. If they're trying their hands at this things like that, right? I don't know. Low key, I feel like they should keep Armored Core aside. I'm not looking forward to Armored Core because I feel like it's all right. I feel like it's a game of its time. It's hard to like if you're gonna make a game like Armored Core, it should be like a $40 game kind of experience. Like I don't think it has to be over the top. Like also here's the thing. So this is a side note tangent. I think games from a game design perspective, they need to know what they're making, and not everything has to be a $60 or $80 game. Like you have to kind of tailor what you want to make. Peak is a $5 game, perfect value for or $5-7 because it's just a simple premise, simple game, and you just get what you want, right?
Yep.
Not everything has to live up to the thing, right? So, anyways, I don't know why I got so rambled about Armored Core. But
man is upset. He could not beat that first boss, and it shows.
No, shut up! I finished the game.
621. This guy's a baby, dude.
Oh my lord, dude! Look. I'm gonna live check how many hours. Jarvis, show me how many hours. Okay, I got 21 hours, bro. And that was all in the first boss fight.
621. This guy's a pussy. Get him out of here, 621.
Oh my god.
How many hours do I have in Armored Core, actually? I'm very curious. I have. Oh, what the fuck? 30. But yeah. So some people are expecting that it could be a Dark Souls 3 remaster. I don't think so. I don't.
Bro, what? That's the wrong remaster.
Listen, they don't have control over Bloodborne, dude. They can't do it. Like Sony has the golden disc that apparently they might have lost or something. I don't know, but we'll see, I guess.
What game do you want to see? Do you want to see Miyazaki make a Mario Kart with all the different bosses that are playable characters now?
Oh my god, how'd you know? No, of course not. I would like to see. I want to see FromSoftware's take on a future vibe type of game, like cyberpunk, like aesthetic,
like a techno. Okay,
yeah, because their fantasy game on point. 100% nailed it. No issues with it. I love what they do, but I want to see them branch out to see if they can do something that's just a little different. Because I'm just curious to see what that looks like, and I want them to explore more of a faster game formula, because for as little, not as little, I really enjoyed Sekiro, but for as controversial as the game was in terms of like how different it was from the FromSoftware formula, I went back to it the other day. Dude, it feels good. Like, it feels so nice, and I want to see them like do something like that again in a future like example, like a future like environment, and just like really hone in on that. Because I obviously my favorite studio of all time, and it's just like I would love to see what they can come up with in that realm, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually, that reminds me, because I think the reason why like Sekiro, a lot of people like, even me, why I hated it was that it kind of broke some of the rules that previous games had, where like you're supposed to roll into the enemies instead of blocking.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully maybe they can shake things up. But do you think this would be Bloodborne, like realistically?
No, I don't. I'll be honest, I do not think so at all. Because if it's a remaster, I don't. Well, man, no, they do remasters. They've done it. I don't know.
Yeah, they did a Dark Souls 1 remaster.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. They've done it. So I would like it to be Bloodborne. That'd be cool. Like, or rather, I wouldn't mind it being Bloodborne. However, I don't think so, simply because, like, man, never mind. Now you got me thinking it could be, because it's like,
bro, we sow the seed and of disappointment. The
thing is, we have, it's still sticking with me, that PS5 trailer. It's about persistence. Like, it's still there.
Bro, I did the Winter Soldier on him, bro. He's activated.
It's like a flashbang. It's like,
yeah.
Or no, it's like the Akira. Leave me alone.
Oh god.
Yeah, like, man, I think if it was Bloodborne, I'd be obviously a very happy young lad, but I will not have my hopes up. I refuse to believe. But man, god damn it, now it could. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised in a sense that, like, it's about time, and I would rather have the original studio who made it like rebuild it. Yeah, I can see it, and I would like to see that, but there's no guarantee. So, thank you for putting that in my head, and I will cry. Because it's also releasing probably next year. Likely release next year is what the article's saying. So if that's the case, they've been working on it for a while. They've had a lot of the work already done on it, because if it's a remake, then there you go. They have the base for it. So, we'll see. I don't know. I feel like if it was a Sony project that like is in collaboration with Sony or whatever, it would have been leaked by now that, hey, Bloodborne Remaster's coming out, because it's,
Yeah.
So it's something in-house, and if it's a remaster of Bloodborne from in-house, then let's go. But I'm still down for that futuristic idea.
Yeah. That would actually be a good take, just to see how they would handle it.
Yeah. But just like Roblox is handling unfiltered chat security, right?
Bro, what is this? Oh my god, the segue I had was so much better. What is this?
Yeah, okay. We'll go back. You can do it.
No, stop. Just leave this. This is so bad. Okay. Anyways, we're trying to talk about player safety and making sure.
I'm sorry.
Making sure people.
Oh my god.
But I wish I had a soundboard, man. Just when you do this, hit the brother. This guy stinks.
Oh man, I'm sorry. But go
No,
ahead.
You're good,
No, go for it. Go for it.
Basically, to kind of on the lines of player security and player safety, right? Roblox is going to require a facial scan or a government ID to have unfiltered chats. Basically, people will have to prove that they are 13 years or older to make trusted connections. How do you feel about this? Just off glance. You're registering to play a video game.
Okay. It's a weird thing. Same thing with the Steam like payment option thing. It's a multifaceted issue where obviously in these kinds of games there is a multitude of weirdos online trying to talk with kids, and that's horrible. It's disgusting. Like, you should be shot. Not really, but like, you know what I mean, right? And so it's an idea of like, for the safety aspect of it, I fully understand, but it's also a thing where it's like a Roblox having a collection of like government IDs and information. I don't know how I vibe with that, if that makes sense. But at the same time, I also understand the initiative and I understand what they're trying to do, because like, let's face it, like, they're weirdos online and they're trying to, you know, use these games as a platform. So from that perspective, I get it. But from the other perspective, I do worry a little bit, but I do think it's an overall net positive. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's like from like a privacy perspective, I'm curious how this would impact Europe, right? Because Europe is very very pro consumer from a privacy standpoint. But it just feels like, just from that angle alone, right? There's a lot of weird aggregation of data, and so to give another person that's not the government your information and all that stuff, I'm worried about the future, if you'll get like Black Mirrored, if like, hey, oh, weren't you saying this thing, weren't you being mean to some guy on Roblox? Okay, I'm not gonna give you a job anymore.
Yeah,
like, that's like the super end goal, right?
Yeah.
But to kind of go through some of the snippets here, they're saying users that are 13 through 17 who have their age confirmed will be able to add each other as trusted connections. Teens will only be able to add someone older than 18 as a trusted connection if they know them in real life. It's, I guess, the intention is what they're trying to say. I mean, it's interesting. I'm curious to see if there's gonna be an issue of like people faking this information.
Yeah, how would they verify this? Like, what's stopping me from grabbing my parents' ID and just be like, I'm this person, like, what's up?
Oh yeah, or like just like grabbing your like little brother and just sticking a camera in their face and be like, all right, this is, you know.
Yeah.
And then now you assume your brother's identity or something. I don't know. But I'm assuming they're just have been met with so much
lawsuits and things like that about like
right. They're like, we need to do something, right? Which in that effort I kind of applaud them, right? Because like they understand like that they're trying to do something. At least it lays some groundwork that maybe they can build on in the future, and can like if somebody is clearly found like outside of the expectations, then they can pursue them in a legal means, because it's like against their user agreement, right? Whereas I guess in the past, like you can't just walk up to somebody at a boba shop, be like, yo, why are you 30 talking to a 14-year-old?
Yeah,
maybe like, or something like that, right? Like I don't know why that's the picture I had in my head, but I guess they're trying to set some ground rules, which is good. So but yeah, I guess sorry, go.
No, you're good. Go for it. Go ahead. Finish
no
this out.
I was just gonna say, like, because like I feel like the US would accept this, but I feel like the EU is a lot more their government is very pro consumer and pro privacy, so I'm curious what they have to say on this matter.
Well, I can't tell you what the EU has to say about one matter we talked about last week, which is the Stop Killing Games movement. First off, this is great news, right? A prominent EU politician stands up for Stop Killing Games with the quote saying, "A game once sold belongs to the customer." A vice president of the EU Parliament has signed the Stop Killing Games petition. Nicole Stefanuta, he's the vice president of the EU Parliament, stepped up and said, "Hey, I stand with the people who started this citizen initiative. I signed and will continue to help them. A game once sold belongs to the consumer, not the customer, not the company." Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's great to see that this is gaining traction. Like, you know, a year ago, you would never think that a parliament person would see this, but now with the numbers being that they are, the hype generated online about it, like it's huge. So,
yeah, it's honestly low key, bros, because it's good that this is moving, because some of these online service games feel like a rug pull.
oh, absolutely.
Like not intentional, but it's like you buy these games, you buy all these cosmetics, you buy everything, and then all of a sudden, okay, you can't access your content, bro. Like freaking Destiny, man. How do I get my freaking Witch Queen DLC that I bought? I put $30 in, I think, or
Yep.
$20, whatever. You know, it's like if they're gonna vault content, not even that the game is completely gone, but content itself from a live service game can just poof, right? How do you access things like that, you know?
And it's also a thing where once this happens in Europe and, you know, inshallah, this gets passed and all that stuff, right? This will affect the entire games industry across the board. Because you can't make a version of this game that's only available in Europe. It's going to be way too expensive to make those two specific SKUs for like games like this. There, and also, even if you do that, if you were to spend that extra money, why would I just buy the EU version and just use that? Like, you know, like
it's the same thing with like USB-C iPhones. That's literally the only reason why they exist, because Europe came in and said, "Yo, we need to stop carrying multiple cables. Just make one cable for everything, and then USB iPhone."
Yep,
bam.
That's true. So this is awesome to hear. I very much applaud this Parliament member speaking up. I hope this gains more traction. If you are in the EU listening to this, be sure to sign. Yeah, no, this is great, and I'm very curious to see what's going to happen in the future with this. We'll keep it updated. But yeah, I think that's it. Anything else you wanted to throw out there for this story, or?
I'm good right now. I'll be honest, I have to go pee. So.
Okay, well, we're about to finish up, so that's it for the Beard Bytes podcast, episode 25. Any closing remarks, anything like that?
Do something different this week. How about that? Eat something new, play a new game, read a new book, watch a new movie, something that you wouldn't go out of the limb.
I agree.
Play Death Stranding.
That's a good one too. Do that. My outro is let me see. Once again, thank you to the indie studio for sending us Strychnine. Check that out if you guys get a chance, and let us know your thoughts and the comments and things like that. And be sure to send us emails at beardbytesmail@gmail.com. I will also echo Ahmed's sentiment. Go try something new. And I had one more piece of advice that I was going to say. It's not that important. I can't remember it. So yeah, thank you guys for listening this far. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Peace.